Namaskar. Good morning. I am Ashwin Kumar here. Welcome to one more session on rural management. Today we are going to discuss about promoting rural tourism. So this particular session has been taken from sarkarifocus.com, promoting rural tourism, a special mention on that. How do we discuss this particular session on promoting rural tourism? People in general and villages in particular are not aware of the concept, process and benefits of village tourism. There are a number of villages where village tourism may be developed with the collaboration of panchayat. Panchayat is a group of villages, people are more than 5, they sit together, they discuss about the welfare activities that has to be taken in the village. There's a sarpanch who is there. So all these things is like a Gram Swaraj model which has been proposed by Gandhiji. Hence there is a need to make panchayat functionaries aware, particularly the chairpersons of all tiers of the panchayats, about the concept and benefits of village tourism. In this particular concept, we have to discuss with SIRDs, that is State Institute of Rural Development and Panchayat Raj Department in all the states. You have to have a collaboration with them, sit down with the concerned directors there, have a planning with the concerned training officials there, and find out what are the agenda for their training calendar, and what is the plan of action that they are going to envisage in the next 3 months. So basically have a quarterly plan of action with that, and we can evaluate the entire sessions there. The other part of it is such workshops can be organized. It has to be organized at the district level. If it can be done, fantastic job. The other hospitality services are provided to individuals or groups traveling away from their residences for leisure, business and entertainment. Village tourism could be one of the strategies for rural development. Hence, the development of village tourism for generating employment and supplementing villagers' income deserves serious consideration. Definitely, this deserves a serious consideration, because once you make them aware that how their particular district or their particular village can be promoted at a national level, pan-India level or at an international level, attracting the foreign tourists there, attracting the domestic tourists there, that itself will boost their income. So we need to focus on that particular aspect, especially coordinating and collaborating with the State Institute of Rural Department and the Panchayat Raj departments. Now, what is the conceptual framework of panchayats in promoting rural tourism? Panchayat Raj institutions, PRIS, are people's institutions at the grassroots level in India. These institutions are expected to prepare for economic development and social justice, including all the 29 subjects listed in the 11th schedule of the Indian Constitution. Among others, the following activities have also been included in the list of 29 subjects of the schedule, which are relevant in the context of village tourism. What are those topics? First one is rural housing. The second one is drinking water. Third one is roads, culverts, bridges, ferries, waterways and other means of communication. The next one is rural electrification. The next one is technical training and vocational education, cultural activities, markets and fairs, health and sanitation, including hospitals, maintenance of community-based assets. So here, my dear friends, please understand, rural housing, that plays a key role in the welfare of the rural people. So when we are trying to talk about this rural housing here, the concept here we are trying to say is basic essential. That is, typically in India we say it as roti, kapda or makan. When you are trying to say about roti, kapda or makan, that is kapda, cloth, makan is the house, roti is the food. When the basic essentials are met at the rural village level, then they will be ready for an idea that is which we are proposing through the Panchayat Raj institutions, that to collaborate, to extend their work, to extend their village, to welcome the tourist into their village and explain to them why they have coming there. So there are certain times when they feel they go into a shell, they feel bit insecure, why are somebody coming, are our lands going to be taken away? So these kind of insecurities have to be addressed, taken into consideration, sit down, discuss with them, make them feel comfortable. No, the tourists have to be welcome. As we said, Atithi Devo Bhava. No, Atithi has to come, show them your entire area, how you produce your crops, what are the issues that are concerning there. But make sure one thing is, any tourist who is coming there, he is not going to solve your problem. He is just coming there to get himself educated and to have an experience out of visiting the villages. And most important aspect is, kindly refrain the host from taking any kind of financial incentives from them. this degrades the particular, the activity, the beautiful relationship between the host and the guest. So kindly keep away from all the financial, especially the guests who are going there, kindly do not try to give them any through financial incentives. So whatever, if you have to really promote, do it in the form of infrastructure, do it in the form of officials there. So conduct an awareness program on health, hygiene and sanitation, conduct an educational program for their children, conduct anything which can give innovation and boost up their entire household income. Then comes the roads, culverts, bridges, ferries and waterways. Very, very important. In the previous session also we have discussed about countryside of the roads, sustainable roads in the countryside. Without the roads, the accessibility and connectivity with one village to another village, one mandal to another mandal, one particular village to another nearest town, and nearest town being connected to the nearest urban area. So typically if you say we are connected like urban India, then we are talking of urban, which is semi-urban India, then connected to the nearest town. From nearest town it is getting connected to the nearest village. So if you see the entire hierarchy of the operations, how it operates. So typically urban areas is totally governed by municipal corporations. Then the next level comes as municipal councils. Then we are trying to talk about gram panchayats. So all these things are essential to build a strong network across the country. Then we are trying to talk about rural electrification. Again, electricity is a major issue here. A lot of areas are not connected with electricity in India, especially in the rural areas. So I request the tourists to make sure you contact that particular area before you find out what is the backup of electricity they have. Here I would like to propose also especially on renewable energy systems. So anybody who is watching this video, please promote this solar system on grid. Very, very important, not on off grid. So as that let each and every village, at least through the support of MP LADS fund and MLA LADS fund and whatever gram panchayat funds they receive, if they can install a lot of solar modules and they produce electricity and give it back to the concerned state government, and they can reduce on the current bills that can come down. So that is why, my dear friends, it is very important to understand the electrification process, and it is going on. Entire country is getting the entire electrification process is on across the country. They are connecting it, and especially internet connectivity is also happening across the country. So then the next part of the renewable energy system is which we are trying to talk about, the windmill systems. This is only windmill systems is ideal in the situation where the wind levels are very high, especially in hilly areas. The hilly terrains is the best place to produce the the windmill generation. So these are very, very important. So keep in mind, especially because all over India sun is at available at all times, and that when the summer is approaching. So that is the time we have to go in for a lot of solar installation, that too on grid and not on off grid method. The next one is technical training and vocational education. Very important. The technical training and vocational education is as simple as installing electricity meters in their house, repairing of the fans, anything, repairing of the fridge, laptop, television sets, all these things, dish antennas, all these things. If you can train the people, the local youth there, that gives a lot of impetus. Though you are providing directly employment for them at their own place, at least to the nearest town they can go and work there. And they can be a support system for the entire village. So this vocational education system and technical training plays a key role, especially in empowering the youth. So we need to focus, and a lot of programs are being conducted on Deen Dayal Upadhyay Gramin Kaushal Yojana programs. A lot of vocational training education is being imparted to the youth. So a lot of job melas are being conducted, and youth are being integrated into the program to develop them at their own village areas. So a lot of DDU, GKY Kendras have been started. Then comes cultural activities. As we know, every state, every area, every village has got its own culture. It has got its own tradition of conducting its own festivals. So the regular range of festivals which is there pan India, that general holidays are described, that can be covered. Apart from that, the local festivals which are there, that needs to be covered and given a special focus here. Here I would like to share one point or two on the Sammakka Saraka Jatra in Telangana. That's a local festival, and the recently one of the biggest the festival of tribals, that is Nagoba. Jatara, that is all the tribals across the country, not only across the country, across Asia, the tribals come and visit the Nagoba Jatara. This is a local festival again. So what we are saying is, let us integrate the cultural activity process and understand our rural villages, from their point of view. Okay. Then comes markets and fairs. Generally we call it as Haat. So markets and fairs, Mela. That's a standard norm which we call Mela. Markets will be there. So the seasonal markets will also be there. Horticultural markets will be there. So all these things plays a key role in integrating people coming together. And especially these markets and fairs happens near the market yards, where the people have an accessibility there. They come to regularly to sell their crop, the vegetables and fruits and other things. So that is where these markets and fairs are conducted. So it's like an outing for them, for the family outing also, especially the fairs, the bazaar and everything. Previously the circus used to be there. Right now the circus is banned in India. So nowhere I don't see any circus anywhere. So in our childhood we used to have circus also, we used to have. So this particular festive atmosphere is created around this particular events. Next comes health and sanitation, including hospitals. Then comes maintenance of community assets, like community hall is there, community school, community sports ground. All these things are very, very essential for building up the infrastructure of the village. It is here, as I told you previously also, we need to educate at panchayat level about the MP lads and MLA lads. The concerned area MP will be there, member of parliament local area development scheme. Each MP will be given around 5 crores per annum. MLA will be given 1 crore per annum. Roughly for a 5 years period, 30 crores budget will be there. Not this year, next year, whichever year, every village can be developed systematically if there is a proper action plan, if there is a long-term vision, if there is quarterly assessment of what are the things that is being done. So all these things play a fundamental 360-degree role in the development of villages at the local area. Since panchayats would prepare for economic development and social justice, they can include other activities which are relevant to promoting rural tourism under the jurisdiction of the plan. A particular activity that is to be done properly and efficiently at a particular level of the panchayat should be done at the level of panchayat only and not by any other level of panchayat. If some task has been assigned to be done at the panchayat level, that has to be done at the panchayat level only. That cannot be escalated. For example, drinking water activity may be maintained by the Gram Panchayat. Its supervision may be done by the Panchayat Samiti and the technical assistance may be provided by the district Panchayat. In this way, activities that have to be developed in the village for the promotion of village tourism may be done involving all levels of Panchayats. Here, I would like to give you a case study of simple information which I read in the newspapers maybe a year ago, where the MP of Mathura is the famous actress Hema Malini, and she is also a brand ambassador for Kent, this thing, and she went ahead with her MP Lads Fund and got it installed there. But unfortunately, nobody really took care of the entire RO mineral water plant there, where the people were suffering with this. So the responsibility lies not just with the MP, it's also rests with us also, the people there. Management of the resources, we cannot afford to waste any of the resources provided by the state government or the central government of India. You have to show our financial jurisprudence there, and especially the audits. The audits are very, very important. External audit is important, internal audit is important, and it should be done by accurate method of accounting. That needs to be imparted there at the Gram Panchayat level. Then the concept of village tourism is nowadays a household name, in the sense it has already been discussed as various forums and attracted the imagination of many across the world. It promises to offer a unique experience to the visitor who is tired of the 5-star culture and is looking for something different in terms of local flavors and ethnic experiences. That is where when we say the marketing tool comes into place. How you promote your particular village, how you promote your particular area, that plays a key role. And in marketing, as we say, the important thing is AIDA, IDA model has to work. What is AIDA? A is for attention, I is for interest generated, D is for the desire, and then A is action. Attention, interest, desire and action, that needs to be promoted of that particular village. And when you understand what is the SWOT analysis of that village, it will evolve from that. Village tourism covers all those aspects of travel whereby people come to know about each others in terms of customs, traditions and thoughts. The concept of village tourism is definitely useful for a country like India, where 69% of the population reside in villages and it is governed by Panchayat Raj institutions numbering more than 2.5 lakhs, 2,54,044, and it's growing. There are 7 capsules to be addressed for the promotion of tourism in any area. Please focus on this, very, very important. These are 7 capsules to be addressed for the promotion of tourism in any area. What are those? The number 1 is Swagat, second one Swachhata, third one Suchana, fourth one Suvidha, fifth one Suraksha, sixth one Sahyog, seventh one Samarchana. Swagat means welcome. There must be such an environment in the villages where tourists are warmly welcomed by the village communities. There must be a community feeling in the village. Very critical aspect, the community feeling. Without the community feeling, without the team spirit, which is not, if it is absent in the village level, it is very difficult. The host, the guest, the tourist who comes there, if he feels very uncomfortable, he will not come back. It will affect everyone in the village. In other words, there should be social cohesion in the village. Obviously, if tourists are not welcomed by the village community, why they would go to villages for tourism? Point taken. Swachhata means sanitation or cleanliness. If villages are not neat and clean, why would tourists go to that place? Keeping this in view, the government of India has been giving stress on sanitation, making it a way of life. That's what we had this campaign, Swachh Bharat campaign, extensively done, very elaborately done and very fantastically implemented across India and still underway. Suchana. Suchana means communication and information. It means villages should be well connected and have access to internet, because of if a place is devoid of this facility, tourists would not visit there. So tourists would like to have one primary thing is electricity, next thing is the internet connection, drinking water, neat accommodation. They are not looking for a 5-star accommodation, but at least a neat accommodation. And most importantly, as I said, the western commode, don't forget that. Suraksha means security. Obviously, security is a must for tourists because that is how they would enjoy their visits. When we are saying security, Suraksha is safety also, safety for women, safety for the girl child. So when they are visiting, and especially safety for their things, a tourist will come with his camera, with his laptop, with his iPad and other things. And it should not be under, they should not feel threatened, if somebody takes it or steals it also. It's going to bring a bad name. We have to take that decision. The host has to take a decision how he is going or she is going to provide Suraksha, security and safety to the tourists. Then Sahyog. Sahyog means cooperation and coordination. Very important thing. When we say cooperation and coordination, what do you mean? Cooperation and coordination from the tourist side and from the host side also, and within the village also. Everyone should cooperate and coordinate to see that their entire thing goes as per the schedule. When do things go wrong? Things go wrong when they are not documented properly. When things go wrong when they are not put as per the time schedule. So they should have a day-wise plan. They should have an hour-wise plan. Suppose a tourist is entering their village, what are they going to do on day 1? What are they going to do on day 2? Day 3, so on and so forth. So that is essential. So how many days does a tourist require to spend? Maybe maximum 2 days or maximum 3 days or maximum just 1 day or maybe few hours. Maybe he'll come in the morning or go in the evening too. Why not? So you have to, that village panchayat level have to decide how they can decide the package. Typically I can say the rural tourism is like depending on like a game of cricket. Categorize it as one a 20-20 over match, one is a 50 over match, or one is a test cricket. One is a longer version, one is a shortened version, one is a very quick version. So that is where you have to create, you have to help the village people create their own plan, the promotion plan. The cooperation of different stakeholders is very important for the promotion of tourism. If different agencies dealing with 7 S's are not cooperating with each other, then tourism would not be promoted. And last is Samarchana, it means infrastructure. Samarchana is the infrastructure, that is what is the kind of infrastructure we are giving. Standard, let us say starting with the basic at village level is the bus transportation or the railway transportation. As the tourist gets down from the railway station or from the bus station, how is he accessing the local transport? Maybe a cab operator is there or an auto is there or any other form of transport which is available. Earlier we used to have these horse carts available, bullock carts are available. So how are these things available at that particular place, and how are you transporting the tourist from when he has first entered the village, how he goes through the entire village, and how he comes back. If he is going back by the rail, if he is going back by the bus, what is the schedule, what are the bus timings, how the bus station is maintained, how the railway station is maintained. That is where the cleanliness, Swachhata, comes into place. The first thing, as it gets down, how does he feel the ambience around it? That is up to us, that is up to the host to see. Then how the road is available, if the road is smooth or not, reaching the destination. After reaching the village, how is he seeing the entire infrastructure there, the schools, hospitals, community halls, or any other centers where all the people sit together, the panchayat hall. This makes a lot of difference, the market yards, right. If proper facilities like wayside facilities and adequate tourist products are not available, then also tourists would rarely visit that place. It means involvement and participation of various stakeholders are required to develop tourism in the right perspective, and for that PRIS can play an important role at the level of facilitating these activities in the village, block and district levels, promoting rural tourism. That is why every department, like I said, State Institute of Rural Department, Panchayat Raj Department, Ministry of Tourism, all of them should come together, and all of them not only coming together, they are also getting involved with the local villages in the community development program, bringing all the villages onto one fold. And most important aspect, my dear friends, let me tell you, when you are doing this activity, keep three things out of place. One, it should be a non-political in nature, it should be non-religious in nature, it should be non-casteist in nature. So religion, politics and caste, if it is enters that particular thing, there will be no proper coordination and cooperation. So the starting point of a norm for any particular launch of a program is you have to tell it very clearly, this is non-political in nature, it is non-religious in nature, it is non-caste in nature. It is only then you can expect strong coordination and cooperation, and people will come together when they know there is no hidden agenda behind it, behind any particular political party, whether it is ruling or in the opposition. You have to bring all of them on a single platform. Now how are we doing it? There are a number of buildings and havelis lying vacant in the vicinity of tourist places. Examples are umpteen in every state in the country. For example, there is a number of buildings and havelis of NRIs, non-resident Indians, which are lying vacant in Fewa Tehsil of Kurukshetra district in Haryana. Since these NRIs have contacts lying abroad, and these Tehsil is also close to Kurukshetra, which is a well-known tourist place in the world, there are chances of visiting more foreign tourists in this area. This NRIs from Kurukshetra, they can definitely promote their own area for promoting rural tourism. There are old wooden classical buildings lying vacant in various villages of Uttarakhand. As their owners are settled elsewhere, some of the houses also have 2 stories. These buildings could be used for tourists coming to this place, and in this way the tourists will get accommodation at cheaper rates, and villagers also get additional income from village tourism. Such types of accommodation may be explored in the vicinity of major tourist places like Nainital, other places, especially during the hill stations, There are a number of villages in the Jind district of Haryana and its vicinity which are also known for their peculiarity in terms of history and culture. It is interesting to note that number of villages are named in the name of ragas, the music, the sangeet. Some villages are named with the name of a raga, like a Sivaranjani raga. Such villages may be identified and should be developed as tourist products for the tourists. That is where our knowledge of heritage and culture gives a lot of impetus. We need to design the plan. We need to design the entire promotion plan. Sitting together, everybody taking opinions, everybody contributing their ideas. Welcome ideas, then do brainstorming, then filter it. Let everybody take part in this process. If everybody is not taking part, they don't feel part, they don't take the ownership of the program. What do we want? We want ownership to be taken. Now, next one. There is an accommodation complex that has been developed in Himuphyang village in Mizoram. It is one of the most beautiful spots in the state. Tourist products like farm tourism, the functioning of the village council, cultural life of the people may be developed for tourists. In the vicinity of Kurukshetra, there is a number of places that have a connection with Pandavas and Kauravas, or battle which has been fought between them, like Ascent Town, Anjana temple is there. Developing such sorts of circuits would not only boost the tourist there with the well-known tourist products, but also create employment opportunities in the village by taking various activities relating to accommodation, eating and entertainment. Local people are trained to handle tourists in a hospitable manner. Very, very important. How you receive the guest. Customer service. You should be on the level of 5-star model. Welcoming the tourists in a proper traditional way. Receiving them. Hosting them properly, informing them where their accommodation is, what kind of food will be served, what is the schedule for the day. That is the responsible tourism. And in off season, they could be employed in either primary or secondary tertiary sector locally. The list of such potential persons may be prepared in collaboration with Panchayat Raj institutions, and such persons may be trained by catering and hospitality institutions. The fundamental thing that important at the grassroots level in a lot of villages is the soft skills training. Soft skills training is one of the major boosts that can give at the rural areas. If the soft skills training can be imparted at the rural areas through the proper NGOs, that gives a real benefit for the tourists as well as for the host also. So if you see here, the first ever woman Gram Sabha which has been convened at Lizo Nago Hamlet in Mizoram. People have come together. Entire women people have done women empowerment. So if you can see here, it is happening at a small place in northeast Mizoram. So after this, let us have a nice video which covers about the top 10 undiscovered places to visit in India. Fantastic video. Please watch this video. This is for 5 to 6 minutes. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.